Welcome back. Just wanted to check in with you guys. We are pretty close to the hurricane. We're in Naples. Those of you guys who don't know, we're just outside of Fort Myers, and things are picking up steam down here, and it's really anybody's guess what's going to happen. From here. But I don't know if you guys are going to be able to jump in or not. I'm not sure how good my service is going to remain, but as of right now, it seems pretty good. So we're we're pretty prepared for the hurricane, to be honest. I got out of work kind of late last night. I literally just got back from Buffalo, and I didn't really have time to prepare for this one in the way that I normally do. But it's all good, man. I went to Publix. They had everything, so we got everything. And then I got my generator. I got plenty of gas to run it. And as you can see, we're not really fighting for our life down here. It's all good, And there's been some pretty strong gusts. I've been watching this tree here. Um, all the winds just going that way. It's just cutting straight this way. And I was thinking about going for a little ride in the truck here in a little bit, just to get out and see some more. I can't believe this, man. Normally I would never get service out here because the Wi-Fi is out, but for some reason Verizon kind of stepped it up and gave us maybe a little more juice than normal. So yeah, we're in the hot tub. As you can see, I'm not exactly fighting for my life out here. It's just it's beautiful weather actually. It's probably like, I don't know, it's gotta be like 70 or so with this breeze. It feels great. And we got plenty of beer and shit. So, for far as I'm concerned, I mean, we'll be all right. But actually, I was watching the hurricane pretty closely just to see how close it was going to get to us, and it looks about maybe a little north of us, or pretty parallel. So, we're not really out here sweating it. So how's everybody else doing, man? He said holding it down. Demetrius, thank you for joining. Chris, thank you for joining. Appreciate your prayers and stuff like that. He said live, straight from the hot tub. We're not really fighting for our lives down here. JT Humston, what's up, brother? Yeah, man. So we're holding it down out here, and it ain't really no thing. I did get the Andis Revite clipper yesterday. I wanted to talk about that. We're really the Barber. We're 2 hours from Tampa. I see you, Isabella. You up in Cali? I'll be in Cali soon. I'm going to LA November 1st. Not sure exactly what day I'm flying out, but November 1st I'm going to LA, and I'm gonna do training with Johnny B. So I'm pretty excited about that, to be honest. Like, it's been a while since I've been in somebody else's class, and I'm really excited to kind of just like be the best student I can, and try to pick up whatever nuggets that they're laying down over there. So I'm excited for that. I'm thinking about heading over to the gym. Actually, Sonny's doing a little better. He's got a long road ahead of him. Thank you guys all for your donations and your prayers and your thoughts for Sonny. And, really, he still needs them. But he's actually discharged from the hospital, and he even stopped by the shop. So he's got a lot of physical therapy ahead of him. But, thank God he's alive, and it looks like right now he's going to be able to see his kids grow up. And I'm just, I'm so grateful. That whole situation's just been such a roller coaster. And those of you guys who don't know, he had a heart attack. He's one of my barbers that he's appeared in a lot of our videos over the years, and he's just a great personality, really a great personality. So let's talk about the Andis Revite, y'all. You ready? All right. So I got the Andis Revite in, and it turns out there's two different models. I actually have them sitting in here. I'm gonna do my first impressions, but since you guys are live, let's talk about it for a second. As the storm continues to, my electricity went out if the bubbles stop. All right, if the bubbles stop, that means I gotta go fire up my generator, which is the last thing on earth I want to do. But really, all it takes is this wind to blow down a power pole, and that's it. Dang, y'all, you see that one now? It's picking up a little bit right there. I hate that tree, to be honest. If it blew into the water, I'd be happy. But it never blows into the water. All it does is create a huge mess. These, like, a lot of people think palm trees are all fun and games. You know, those of you who live up north and you look down and you see palm trees, you think, oh, how nice it would be to have a palm tree. Let me tell you something. They collect rats, they make no shade, and they make. So, all right, let's talk about the Revite. So there's two different models. One of them comes with a fade blade. One of them comes with a taper blade. And that aspect of it, I like, because it aligns with my values. It aligns with what I've been trying to teach you guys, that yes, you're going to need two different blades. You're going to need a taper blade and you're going to need a fade blade. If you really want to pull off every haircut with ease, give yourself all those advantages, those are the two things you're going to need. But the Revite is it's shaped a lot like a senior, and when you hold on to it, it kind of feels like a senior a little bit, but it's a little weird because it vibrates an awful lot, and that part's going to be hard to get across. But like when you turn it on, you can hear it moving really slow, and it's really like. So you know that side of it is you know, some of the stuff that initially I didn't like. A lot of people are tripping about how the blades pop off, and they do. It happened to me, just like it happened to Reggie, just like it happened to Tank. Yeah, the electricity's still on, bro. My bubbles are good. All right, don't be tripping. We did the same thing through Irma. Irma was way worse than this. In Irma, this tree was bent almost into the water, and then one of the other, it's probably like a 30-foot palm tree out here. That thing was like a foot off the ground, and it did not snap. So, just so you guys know, the wind is going. I'm in a windbreak situation where the wind's going over my house this way. So I'm actually not really feeling any of the wind, to be honest. The wind is definitely hitting that tree, but you know, with any luck, it'll blow some of them shrubs off, and there'll be one less thing to clean. He said, "Brother, go inside. Why are you still there?" Well, I'll tell you guys this: the panic pushers in the media would have you to believe that everybody down here is fighting for their life. And there's definitely some people that are in some bad situations that needed to leave. But most of the codes around here, the way the buildings are built here, we're built for this. And, you know, most of the real Floridians that live around here, man, ain't nobody even put up their shutters in Naples. Don't nobody give a shit about this storm. This one, the thing that sucks about it is it's going to move slow. And it's moving like 10 miles an hour. Hey, what up, Ant? I see you earlier. I meant to drop a comment on that. And my man Ant is still cancer-free, yo. Thank God. Good to see you, brother. So, you know, every once in a while we got to deal with this down here. This is just part of the deal. But the panic pushers in the media, I love how they describe the storm. Y'all ready? You guys want me to hear? You want me to emulate the media? Dangerous storm Ian with catastrophic winds causing damage and devastation in every path. People are fleeing for their lives, headed north up the state, but north is not the place to go. It will not be safe. You could get stuck in a Category 1 hurricane with gale force winds of 60 miles an hour that could almost blow over a hubcap on a Toyota Prius. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here with all that. That's all they do. They just come up with big old adjectives to describe all the garbage. Listen, this is all they should say. There's wind. What is the mile per hour? What time is it gonna hit and where is it gonna hit? Other than that, keep all the other bullshit to yourself. Storm surge. They're talking about storm surge supposed to be 9 feet high at this place during Irma. There wasn't a fucking drop of water on the ground. So I don't care what they say. You know what I'm saying? So I ran right to the hot tub. You think this hot tub is gonna move? And this thing weighs like 9,000 pounds. With me in it, an extra 200. So that was funny, man. No, I don't need no weed. Actually, we took some edibles last night. It was actually pretty fun. He said, "Hey, bro, quick question. You think you hit me up with some Saber trimmers? Recently started working for Gamma and Stylecraft and trying to promote the brand. Got a code." I would just reach out to them, man. There's not a ton of them. Out just yet. They're starting to make their way out. But you know, as of right now, you know, I would reach out to them. But yeah, the panic pushers in the media, man. The way they describe this whole scenario, Don't get me wrong, dude. If you live in a shanty on the beach, you probably shouldn't be there. If you exercise a little bit of common sense, you're gonna be fine. You guys know the worst part of a storm is actually not the storm itself. It's the aftermath. It's when the power goes out. It's out for days. All the food in your refrigerator, all that stuff could go bad if you don't have a generator. So that's really, the worst part of most storms. For anybody who's in a safe dwelling. I mean, there's people who are up in the condos that are like 20 stories high, watching it on the beach right now, and those condos ain't going nowhere. They're built for that. So that would be a dope place to be watching it from. But I mean, I've always had this fascination with Mother Nature. I mean, even when we were going through Irma, and the storm really was blowing at 120. We were out front running around in it because I just couldn't, I can't even describe to you how exhilarating it was. It felt like being on the back of my motorcycle, and I literally had to go get my motorcycle glasses on. And, it was so fun to be out there. There was nothing that was going to keep me inside during that storm. It was unreal. This one, like I said, I don't think it's going to be a whole lot, I'll start panicking when the bubbles go out, because then that means I got to drag the damn generator out and start it, which also ain't the end of the world. But I'm hoping. It looks like this thing's a little north of us, to be honest, and I don't know if it's going to get much worse as far as wind. I know we got a lot of rain bands coming behind. There's no doubt it's going to rain like a bastard, but more or less it's about the wind, because if the wind blows over one of these power poles or something like that. But all the poles here are actually underground, but all it takes is one little thing to get damaged, and then large parts of our power grid could go down. But no one even put up the shutters here. It's not even really that big a deal, so don't even be worried. The worst part about this is I literally got back from Buffalo yesterday, or it was the day before yesterday, rather. And I really didn't have time to prepare for this because I was in the woods that whole time. And then, boom, I come home. I drive from Fort Lauderdale because that's where I flew out of. And this is upon us right away. But I got to give a shout out to Publix. That's our local grocery stores. Dude, I went in there. They had everything. I mean, everything. Anything that you would normally want. I would have figured it was empty like it was during Irma. During Irma, everything was really limited. You couldn't get anything. They had everything. How far are you from Arpica? I don't know. I'm not sure, man. Appreciate you, Aunt. He said he's got to run, get the kiddos. Keep doing what you're doing. Love the content lately, even if I don't comment. I appreciate you, man. I know how it goes. Man. So, like I said, man, in Publix, man, they had everything. And then I was the last guy to get to the gas station. And I had about 35, I had about 35 gallons in gas cans that, I usually do. When this happens, I try to keep 35 gallons. I can run my whole house 4 gallons a day. So we'd be good for quite a while if the electricity goes out. I could still power these bubbles, you know what I'm saying? So either that or I might have to get me a straw and just blow right in there. But yeah, man, so as far as the Revite goes, I should be filming that today. I don't know if I'm going to get the peace and quiet in my house to be able to do that. Sometimes I come out on this patio here, and I don't know how well that audio is going to go if I do it when it's windy like this. But I'm going to make a go at it. And that thing there, man, that thing does pop off pretty easy. And the other thing I got to say is in just general cutting terms, that fade blade it's not a surgical fade blade. It's not like some of their other ones that were super, super close. So I guess that kind of gives it a plus, but the minus would be it does not cut as close as the Fusion blade. And I found myself really struggling with some of those blends yesterday. So you say you got a barber school in Florida. There are barber schools here. I'm not affiliated with any of them. At times I might go and teach classes there, stuff like that. But I'm in Naples, Florida right now. So those of you guys who don't know this, but Naples is fairly close to Fort Myers. It's 20, maybe 20 miles, maybe less. It looks like this is actually hitting in North Fort Myers. And then the other side of this that nobody in the media is telling you is once this thing does make landfall, a lot of what happens after that is going to be minimized. So I'm just hoping we get this far without electricity. Maybe we get the rest of the way without losing electricity. You're in Jacksonville. That's what's up, man. This storm's gonna be visiting you next. Gotta give it to these palm trees, man. Almost like they built for this. That never go over. I never get rid of that thing. It's actually my neighbors. Said I'm in Lakeland cutting hair, Polk County. That's what's up. You guys are definitely gonna get a little bit of that. So in Arpika, it's about 175 miles away. Your family's there sitting pretty too. 90-mile-an-hour wind is quite common in Swiss winter nights. See, that's what I'm saying is like, there's a lot of places in the world and in the country where some of the winds that you're feeling during a hurricane are quite normal to them. You know, even in Buffalo, we lived right on the water, you know, pretty close to the water on the Niagara River, and the wind would whip. You know, you'd have days where it would get up to 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds. And those houses are built like stick houses, like toothpicks taped together is kind of how and they're so old, they're like tinder boxes, you know? But, you know, out here, these houses are structurally built very sound. Irma blew off a bunch of tile from my roof last time. And the good news is we got a new roof. It took like 4 years. Fought the insurance company, and we got a new roof. So this one here is sitting nice. All right, JT, you see you, buddy. This one here is sitting nice. So, like I said, man, there ain't a whole lot to do during a hurricane. I figured I'd come out, go live for a few minutes, show you guys what it's all about. Not even really raining. I mean, it's not even really raining. It's just wind. Our Wi-Fi is still out. I had to check that real quick. That seems to be the only thing, though, so far. My bubbles are still blowing, so we still got power. I know that. But, you know, having a hot tub in Florida is one of those things where most of the time it's too hot to go in here. So, on a day like today, it's pretty nice. I can't lie. It's pretty nice. So, is anybody else who's in here? Any of you guys in Florida? Have any of you guys, you know, any of you guys worried about what's going on, or you know, or what's up? I got I'm probably just gonna release this to the members. I have a couple vlogs that are ready to go, and I'm probably gonna release them to the members first. Maybe period only to the members, because most of you guys ain't interested in the vlogs. This vlog has a lot to do with cutting hair, though. It was the Fort Worth Barber Supply vlog, and Riley Stewart said, "Don't downplay this thing. I evacuated to the East Coast." Hey, man, that's all good, bro. I ain't throwing no shade on nobody who felt like they needed to evacuate. It's all about common sense, man. You do what you think is right. You know, we've been through this a lot of times, and you know, there's people you should worry about that are going to get the direct hit. Those people are hopefully in good situations as far as got out or got into a place where they should be. But where we're at, it ain't really nothing really to write home about. We'll just put it this way: I've been through quite a few hurricanes at this point, and this one here is, you know, just using common sense, bro. So he said, "I've been following for years, man. I plan to come visit your shop, dude." I appreciate you. Wonder if anybody else is in the direct line of sight. And just so you guys know, I am in Naples. I'm about 15 miles from the beach, and it's a good ways. It's a good ways off still. Probably like, I think they said last time I looked, it was like 100 miles away. I'm going back up north. I just got back. My plan is I'm going to go to LA in November, and as far as after that, I don't have any other travel plans. He said, I'm trying to decide if I should load up my car and head down. Lost contact with my family. I will tell you this. I don't know if this is the case, but what they usually do in Florida for evacuation is they put both the highways to drive out. So the only way that you would actually be able to get down here would be some back roads and stuff like that. And then finding gas is going to be difficult. More than likely, they're probably just their power is out or their internet is down. I would give them some time, man. I wouldn't put yourself in that situation, because literally, if you're sitting here and you're hunkered down in some way, you know, that's a smart thing to do. But to actually try to traverse this state during this time, knowing where it's going, probably a little bit more risk than it's worth. You know, hopefully you get a call from them soon, and you know that they're all right. By tomorrow, this should have moved far enough north that for most purposes, it should be over. And he said they wouldn't evacuate because none would take the dogs in Clearwater and old and sick. Actually, during a hurricane, they have to allow animals to stay. I don't know if anybody knows this, but during a hurricane, when you have to go stay in a hotel or you stay in pretty much anywhere, they actually are required to take the animals. They are not able to turn the animals down. So even if it's a hotel that says no pit bulls, no dog, no this, no that, exceptions are usually made during hurricanes, and they're supposed to be. It's part of the law. You're not supposed to leave your pets and just evacuate. Obviously, that would be wrong. And you know, if you go to a hotel in general, they let you keep your pets there. So they're in Clearwater, which is a little more towards the middle of the state, but they're more in the direct path of it. So not to make you nervous or nothing, but it just give it time. I would just give it time. They're probably dealing with some electrical outages, and they're going to have internet. The other thing too is Xfinity has extended all their hotspots here to all customers, so everybody should be able to get some form of internet, assuming they're not too far from a hotspot. So that's something cool that they did. They didn't do it last time. I don't know if they had the infrastructure or whatever to do it, but they didn't do that last time. I had to go all the way to town to get service actually before, and I couldn't make contact with my family for like 2 days before I was able to do that. Because the other thing that happens too is there's gonna be a lot of trees all over the roads, and I do got a chainsaw. I could help get rid of some of them around here, but some of the roads were just impassable last time. I don't know if these winds are strong enough in my area to cause that problem again, but I'm sure they will be, you know, anywhere north of us. Yeah, Amber, we're staying safe, man. You know, we're staying safe. We're cool. But yeah, that's just a over. That's just one of those things that they put into law years ago. Hopefully you guys are still there. Let me know if you can hear me. It went out for a second, and usually when that happens, it never stays. Always something happens. I'll miss audio or whatever. So let me know if you can hear me. Okay, cool. So we're good still. But yeah, like I said, we didn't even put the shutters up or nothing. You know, I don't really think it was the worst decision just yet. Something about it, man. I just love these storms. I do. I really could have been one of them storm chasing people. When I was little, my parents used to literally put me in the car, no matter what time it was, and go chase down a thunderstorm. And that thing has always just caused a natural curiosity with it. And you know, these are the funnest times in Florida for me, to be honest. I love when the hurricanes like come. And it's just kind of fun. You have hurricane parties. You get kind of, you know, bundled up. The whole community really comes together. Last time we were all cooking together. Everybody came out here. We brought all our food that we had and just, you know, made up a big smorgasbord of food that you would never see cooked together. And it's just so fun, man. It really is. As long as you're in a safe enough place. The Hennessy comes out, the Coors Light comes out. Lately, been the White Claws coming out, and then yeah, man. You never see people come together like that, really. In other events. I mean, we all kicked in together, and we went and we helped out a bunch of people put up their hurricane shutters, and that's it. Demetrius says, what do you think about the pissed off barber and the Ghost X trimmers? Just got two of them. I don't know nothing about them, really. I mean, I see, I've seen some of the stuff the pissed off barber has written, and stuff like that on other people's feeds, and I think this is where we're at, though, you guys. There's going to be a bunch of companies that pop up trying to push equipment to us. And, some of the equipment may or may not be good. It may or may not have warranties. But if we set the equipment aside for a second and we look at how are they providing value to the industry, and I think that's something that I'm going to look at for who I want to buy tools from in the future, who I want to support, who I want to represent. So if they're supporting like influencers, if they're supporting people who are doing education, if they're reinvesting some of that into some of their education and doing programs like that, I mean, it's kind of why I really like Fort Worth Barber Supply, because that place just aligns with every value I have. They're not just a barber supply. They're supplying people with tools, education, information, a chance to meet some of the people they really look up to, and I just think that's phenomenal. I can't say enough good about it. So when it comes to like some of these people who are just popping up now, man, it's getting so hot in here, man. I can't really stay in this hot tub. But yeah, when it comes to people who are doing that, I think that really we need to look at who's providing value in our industry. Who's helping the needle move, who's supporting the education, the influencers you love, allowing them to create the content that you want to see, so that ultimately you can grow and maybe get where they're at. That's kind of what I think about all that. So when I see companies that are not really putting that foot forward, and they're just trying to bite off little bits, maybe discounting, selling almost the exact same tools and stuff like that, I really don't have a problem with any of that. It's just, do you support the industry, and are you helping move the needle? Amber Sonny's doing pretty good. I mean, he's got a long way to go, for sure. But he is actually walking now. He's out of the hospital. He's discharged, and I really wanted to try and go see him today, but this hurricane's going to make that tough. But I'll try and go see him like tomorrow or something like that. Hold up, y'all. I'm gonna put the top back on the hot tub before it tries to fly away or something. There's stuff like this. Perfect. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for his family, because at the end of the day, he's gonna be able to see his kids grow up now, and I think that's the most important thing. God willing, he can make his way back to cutting hair, because I know it's what he loves to do. And his first stop outside of the hospital was actually to come by and see us. And for those of you who don't know, we managed to raise over $20,000 for his charity, which, in all honesty, probably isn't nowhere near enough for what he's going to need. But at least we were able to do that. And I just think that the way this all worked out, I hope that other people could kind of use this as an example of what you can do for your brothers when they go down, So you got people that you cut hair with, and we're not the first shop that tragedy is going to strike at. So, these things are going to happen to others. And if you guys can all get together and do something for them, do a benefit, do the silent auction thing, do whatever, if you guys could get together and do that, I mean, that's just a magical moment. I mean, that really tied this community together. It showed me how much people cared about rallying around a good cause. In almost every restaurant in town, it was really something to see. It really was something to see. And I really thought, because we were having a silent auction, that not that many people were going to want haircuts. but they got haircuts. I mean, we had barbers, two barbers that didn't even work at the shop. One of them actually works for me now, but at the time they were just barbers that worked in the area, and they just stopped in and pitched in. So, real coming together moment there. Really cool. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Only you would be in the hot tub during a hurricane. Stay safe, love, Nana. We're fine, Nan. I mean, it's not even really raining. It's just a little windy, and thankfully the wind is going this way. It might change, but Irma came directly over top of us, so we had wind going one direction, and then once it passed, it started coming the other direction. I'm not sure what this one's gonna do, but if wind starts coming in my face, then that means that we're gonna wind up probably getting a little leak in the roof, because that's where the vent's at. Ask me how I know. I've been through it before. Oh yeah, there we go, baby. Come on. Blow that bastard over. It's not even going to lose a leaf, y'all. It's not even going to lose a leaf. Ah, you almost had it. Well, that wind scared it for sure. I think it's scared, I could tell. But yeah, they got all them palm trees, all the little palm fronds are going to come down, and I'm going to have to wind up cleaning them up if it don't go. No, this water is not this is not the ocean. This is just a lake. It floods. Yeah, it floods a little bit. So far, I've never actually had water get into my house, but it got pretty close. One of the things too is it's been raining pretty bad, like before this happened, and we're pretty well full. Every canal's full. I don't know where this water could possibly go. I bet you there ain't no planes flying around today. We ain't gonna be flying the drone today. Imagine if I took off with the drone. It'd probably go right down. I haven't looked at the... No, it's supposed to hit north of us, Amber. So it would be... It looks like it's hitting in North Fort Myers. In between North Fort Myers and Sarasota. That's kind of where, like, it looked like it was pointed almost directly at Punta Gorda. That was the last I looked. I haven't seen any other updates. But the other thing's going to happen as soon as this thing, once it makes landfall up there, it's really going to slow down, everything that we're experiencing down here. Yeah, I was thinking it was going to actually hit Naples, and that was when I was in Buffalo. I'm like, great, I can't do anything about this. I gotta fly home before I could deal with this, and then went a little more north, I guess. Nothing's moving. But yeah, that's the thing too. Is like some of the stuff can become projectiles around here in these heavy winds too. You got to watch out for that. Not that I'm watching out too hard for it. I'm under a roof here, but you got to be mindful. Like during Irma, there was literally roof tiles that were coming loose on roofs and just flying around. One guy had a solar panel for his pool to heat his pool. Those things were the first to go. There was a bunch of solar panels in the water. We don't got no stuff like that, so hopefully we don't lose the screen. We didn't even lose the screen last time. Talk about it. What's up, man? And thank you for being a member, bro. I appreciate that. I got a couple vlogs coming you guys' way for the membership. I don't know if I'll be able to upload them now, being the internet is down. But once the internet goes back up, I'm gonna get those. I'm gonna get those your way. Got stuff I need to finish editing too. I was supposed to film a beard video today. That's not happening. I was gonna meet a client at the shop just to use like the beard comb and stuff just to show you guys. Man, he said my mom got hit with a shingle in a hurricane back in 2004, 2005. Yeah, I thought about taking the one wheel out, Amber. I'm just a little bit afraid. Xavier hopes he's okay. I'm just a little bit afraid to get it wet. It would be fun. As soon as this wind dies down and there's no rain, you bet your ass I'll be one-wheeling around and checking out the situation. Or maybe I'll just take the dirt bike out. That's what I did last time. Dirt bikes are perfect for this because I can go over or around any trees that fall. People make tracks right through people's lawns. I didn't do that, but people did. They were too lazy to pull the tree out of the way. Everything's closed, Ace. I wish it wasn't. There's some stuff that I would like to go and take care of, but and what sucks is everything's going to be closed probably till Thursday, maybe Friday. So kind of on our own until Thursday or Friday. But like I said, man, we got everything we need. It's just waiting it out. Slowest moving storm on Earth. She said, when you cutting the beard down? I ain't cutting the beard down. Yeah, we got water and electric right now. Hot tub still got bubbles in it, and hopefully we don't lose water. But if we do, we got plenty of water too. So whatever. Remember last time they actually had the National Guard out here, and they were like going around in vehicles, handing out all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I might have to braid that thing. That's what I'm thinking. Wonder why it it's funny, Amber, your comments get a little cut off when they get too long. I don't know why it does that. What up, Zach? What's going on, man? So, yeah, we were my friend Al, you've seen him in a couple videos. We flew up to Buffalo, and then we went to my property, which is like 2 hours south of Buffalo, and we head out in the woods, rode four-wheelers, chopped wood, cut trees, and did all kind of stuff for 5 days, and drank more beer than we should have. And we had a great time. We really did. But Al, he ain't never been in the woods in his whole life, and he, let's just say it was a little bit of a learning curve, and you guys are going to see that on the vlog. It was pretty funny, man. He kind of freaked out because he got his feet wet. He got all muddy. But yeah, we had a smashing time, and we stayed in Fort Lauderdale. We stayed in Fort Lauderdale one night before we left, and that was pretty cool too. We went and got some ribs and stuff like that. He said, Eddie, thanks for the inspiration and the motivation to chase my dreams. I start barber school on Tuesday. That's what's up, Woo Fades. I'm happy to hear that, man. I went golfing when I was in New York, and when we went up to the beer guy to buy beer, we got to talking, and I guess his grandfather was a barber, and some of the other people in his family was a barber, so I got to talking with him, and I asked him if he wanted to go to barber school, and he said, I've thought about it, and I'm sending him a clipper. What up, Concise the Barber? What's good, man? So yeah, I'm sending him a clipper. I like to do that for some people, like if I just run into you in the streets and talk to people. And also when I was at the coffee shop, oh, don't pray for me, man. It's all good. I'm good. But when I was at the coffee shop, I seen a guy with a nice haircut. So I asked him, hey, man, where would I get a good haircut around here? This guy didn't know nothing about, me or anything like that. He gives me like a 5-minute raving review of his barbershop. He said they just do the best haircut. They're patient. They take their time. I would go right there, ask for so-and-so, and usually she can fit you in, and the shop's clean. I mean, he went on and on. And I thought, man, you really gave them a nice review. And I also thought that I hope that I'm doing right by my clients to cause them to go out into the community and kind of continue to grow my business like that, because that word of mouth situation like that was so good that even I wanted to go get a little trim from them, or at least stop in and say hello. And if I would have had time, I would have. He said, I'm here just relaxing, man. All right, check it out. We're here waiting for this tree to lose a few leaves so that I don't have to trim it. But you know what it'll do? They'll hold on throughout the whole storm. Probably won't even lose a single leaf. And then as soon as it's done, it'll just fall right to the ground in my yard. Ain't that funny how that works? But as you can see, man, there's really, the rain's been really off and on. And No, I didn't see a podcast with Marvy Marv. Maybe I could check it out. I've been like it was very limited service where I was last week. I mean, you got to do a whole lot of messing around to get service out in the woods. So I didn't really bother too much with it. I just got back in town yesterday. Oh, here we go. Go. Come on. Ah, it ain't gonna go down. We're scaring it though. We're scaring it. I would have sworn that thing would have went in the water during Irma. That tree's tough, man. He's weathered many storms. He's like sitting here like, what do you call this, a storm? Tell you what, these oak trees can be a pain in the ass too. They create a big mess. They really can. It's funny, the wind looks like it shifted a little bit. Because before it was blowing straight. He said, once again, I'm disappointed on what I'm hearing about the new Andis Revite. Yeah, it's a nice shape. It's a good idea. I like the direction that they're heads. And like I love the fact that you can put a taper blade and a fade blade on it. I love that. But the way they went about doing it, I almost feel like it could use like a latch or something to keep it on because it pops off pretty easy. And it zero gaps normally though. You can zero gap it normally, but even the fade blade doesn't cut close enough. Where I was really struggling with some aspects of my haircut. I got a cut filmed. The portion that I filmed will look good, and I filmed a little bit of the other side. But man, I really was fighting it. He said I misunderstood Rum Barber. Initially, I thought it was going to be like a detachable type clipper with the lever, and that's not the case. It is like detachable, but the lever comes with it. So, the whole thing, pops off as one unit. I guess that's what it's got to be. And then I don't know if you can buy that portion separately yet or what's going on with that, but it looks like if you want to be able to do both right now, I think you probably have to buy both clippers. So the one's got like a plastic housing, and I don't know if it's a little cheaper or whatever, but the other one's got a metal housing. That's a good gust right there. That's got to be 50 mile an hour gust or something. That had to be the best one yet. The Apex is really hard to beat. Really hard to beat. Yeah, we need to come up with something. Maybe even a piece of tape or something would be better than nothing. But I like where they were going with that idea. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, it aligns with everything that I've been trying to tell you guys. But this is the thing. When I grabbed the fade blade and I zero gapped it as close as I could, then I was still struggling to get that bottom line out. So I was just like, you know what? Let me grab my Apex, the one that's got the vapor blade on it, and it was great. It got out. It got out what I was after, like right away. Now I'll warn you guys with the Apex. I've recently I've run into some people who told me that they had problems with their battery, but the thing is you got to be careful what you plug that into. You should just plug it into its own charger. Don't use the Ergo one, even though all the chargers work and it will get you by. I think they're charging at different rates, and I think that you could wind up causing a battery problem. Yo, this bird is wild, son. My guy is out there. He's like, I'm just gonna go for a fly. Oh, he's gone. The wind took him. No, I'm just playing. He's fine. Yo, he's a rider on the storm though. This guy, he don't care. Usually birds are smart enough to know like when it's safe to go out and when it's not. But when you start seeing birds again, you might be like seeing the weather calm down a little bit. But it's funny how, Mother Nature knows what to do. You don't see none of them animals out here in the open. They're all hunkered down somewhere. So Concise loves his Apex. He's asking me, how do I like the guards? The guards on the Andis clipper seem okay. I don't have enough time with them to really draw a good conclusion. I did like 3 haircuts with it yesterday. There's a 2.5, a 3.5, and I don't remember if there's a 4.5. I have it in the box, but it's kind of cool how they half stepped those. I don't know if it's super necessary, but they did do it. So, and the guard seems like it fits nice enough. It's not magnetic. I don't know. I think somebody was saying that they got magnetics, but you can't fit the purple guards on it. It doesn't fit the dubs. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of a downside because I had my dubs on my station and I had some of my other stuff, and it was kind of hard to fish around and try to find which one works. Only things it seems like likely they only fit those clippers. Yeah, that's the case. It does not fit Wall, Babeless. It doesn't fit